Hello, everyone. My name is Carla Woods. Today I'll be discussing initiatives and referendums in Arizona, which are two key tools of direct democracy. These processes allow Arizona citizens to participate directly in lawmaking rather than relying on the elected officials. In this video, I will define initiatives and referendums, explain how they are created, compare and contrast them, discuss the pros and cons of each, and explain how they support direct democracy as outlined in the Arizona Constitution. So here are the definitions of initiatives and referendums. First, let's start with this definition first. An initiative is a process that allows citizens to propose a new law or a constitutional amendment. If enough voter signatures are collected, the proposal is placed directly on the ballot for voters to approve or reject. A referendum, on the other hand, allows voters to approve or reject the law that has already been passed by the Arizona legislature. Instead of instead of lawmakers having the final say, the decision is placed in the hands of the voters. In short, initiatives create laws, which referendums review laws. So I'm going to show you how initiatives and referendums are created. Now let's look at how each process works. The initiatives. You're going to create an initiative in Arizona. So what you're going to do is like a citizen or a group drafts a proposed law or constitutional amendment. The proposal is filled with Arizona Secretary of State. The supporters must collect a required number of valid voter signatures. For statutory initiatives, signatures must equal 10% of votes cast in the last election. For constitutional amendments, 15% is required. If enough valid signatures are collected, the initiative is placed on the ballot. Voters then decide whether to approve or reject it during an election. So we're going to talk about referendums and what they mean. For referendums, it's like the Arizona legislature passes a law. Citizens who oppose the law of a referendum petition, they must collect signatures equal to 5% of the voters cast in the last election. If successful, the law is suspended and placed on the ballot. Voters then vote to either uphold or reject the law. So we're going to compare and contrast both of those together. So we're initiative and referendums, they are similar because both allow citizens to vote directly on the laws. They require signature collections. They appear on the election ballot and they strengthen voter participation. However, they differ in so many ways. So here are some important ways that they differ. Initiatives begin with citizens and propose new laws. Referendums respond to laws already passed by the legislature. Initiatives can create long-term policy changes, while referendums act as a check on legislative power. Initiatives require more signatures than referendums. Together, they balance citizen power with representation of the government. So, we're going to talk about the pros and the cons. The pros and the cons of an initiative is citizens give a direct vote in lawmaking, allows voters to address issues lawmakers may ignore. You're going to encourage, we're going to encourage civic engagement and political participation. And the cons of an initiative is can be expensive due to campaigning and signature collections. Voters may lack detailed knowledge about complex issues. Well-funded groups can influence outcomes. The pros of a referendum is act as a safeguard against unpopular or rushed legislations. It hold elected officials accountable. Increase transparency in government. The pros of a referendum is act as a safeguard. I'm sorry, let me go back. Cons of a referendum is they can delay laws that address urgent issues. It requires significant time and resources, and voter turnout may be low, affecting litigations. Direct democracy in Arizona Constitution meetings. Initiatives and referendums strongly support direct democracy, which is a foundational principle of the Arizona Constitution. Arizona was one of the first states to embrace direct democracy when it becomes a state in 1912. The Constitution explicitly reserves legislation power not only for elected officials but also for the people by allowing citizens to propose, approve, or reject laws. Initiatives and referendums ensure that political power initially rests with the voters. The process empowers citizens, increase accountability, and reflect the will of the people rather than only the government. So, in conclusion, initiatives and referendums play a vital role in Arizona democ- democ- democracy system. Initiatives allow citizens to propose laws, while referendums gives voters the power to review legislative decisions. Sorry. Although each has advantages and disadvantages, both strengthen democracy participation that ensure that citizens have a direct role in shaping state policy. Together, they reflect Arizona's commitment to direct democracy as outlined in its Constitution. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a great day. Thank you. Bye.